crispy.
Hi y'all, so this is my 100th episode on YouTube. I may have a couple more episodes, but I think my first two videos, they were just whatever. I had bought this camera at some point with the idea of creating a YouTube channel, and I think I did like 2 videos, and then I was like, I don't know, man, maybe I didn't have a good time with it, whatever. And then I picked it up again a little bit after that, and then from there I started rolling along. So so here we are, 100 episodes later, and first and foremost, I want to thank all of y'all who have been with me or have been watching this channel from the very beginning, who have joined halfway through, who are new subscribers, and I really appreciate the comments, the likes, the back and forth, the conversations. It's such an amazing thing what technology has allowed us to do. You know, and I've said this before, I'm 41 years old, man. So when I was a teenager, we didn't have cell phones walking around looking for Pokemons. You know what I mean? Like, that didn't exist. There was no cell phones at that time when I was a teenager, and the only way you can contact somebody was through these little thing called, they were like that size, they were called pagers, beepers we called them, but they were officially pagers. You'd call it, and then it would beep, and you'd put your phone number, and then the person would see your phone number come up. They'd have to find a payphone and call you. So that's how it was when I was younger. And now I can take a picture and send it to my dad in Florida, and he'll get it within seconds. So in that respect, that's just amazing. But what technology has allowed us to do is connect with each other, specifically with people who are like-minded in some cases, but at the very least enjoy the same hobby. So in this case, most of the people who are here, who are following my channel, who are subscribed to my channel, either like action figures or something, I enjoy the diorama builds, or just think it's cool, and they subscribe because they want to see, whatever I'm showing. So, man, I can't even, sometimes I'll sit and think about that, and I just can't really, sometimes I can't even wrap my head around how amazing that is. So again, I want to thank all of y'all who have been, just part of this journey, man. This is just a journey for me, and it started off with the love of action figures when I was just a little kid, in the early 80s, mid 80s. I'm at home, I'm watching cartoons, the Transformers are coming on, and G.I. Joe and He-Man, and I'm mesmerized, I'm like, wow, this is great. And then action figures came out. So here are these dope figures, these dope characters on a TV screen, and then all of a sudden I can go to Toys R Us and have that character in my hand, which was dope to me. So it was, right from the get, I loved action figures, and I loved collecting action figures. And there was a time where I would play with my action figures. And then, I was a teenage dad, so by the time I hit, 15, 16, 17, I wasn't about playing with action figures. But, as a teenage dad, some of the first things I bought my son was Power Rangers action figures. I remember he used to like that. And so in the mid-90s, I decided, you know what, I'm going to collect. So I would just buy action figures and just store them and collect them. And I always had love for them, but there was not much I can do. Sometimes I'd open them and display them in my, my son's room or what have you, but that was pretty much it. And when I discovered this amazing community of, people who were doing what I was doing, and I had no idea this was happening. And the deeper I got in, the more it became about people, because it was, it was, you're communicating with people, you're sharing ideas with people. So at the end of the day, it's the people that make, the people that buy these action figures that make these companies continue to create action figures. So, it's been a great journey, and here we are, 100 episodes, and at some point, I'll stop, I guess. I don't know when, but I'm enjoying it. So as long as I keep enjoying something in my life, then I will continue to do it. But I just can't thank you guys enough, man. Thank you very much. It's been, you know, I've had maybe, and this is great, in the whatever 3 years or 2 years that I've had this channel, I think I've had like 1 or 2 people just be really negative, but generally it's a really, you know, for the most part I get a lot of positive reactions, and one of my favorite things to read is when people say that I inspire them to create their own dioramas. That's I mean, I can't even explain how good that feels, because I understand that, you know, I've been inspired throughout my life by various people in various stages of my life, whether I was a graffiti artist or what have you. So, you know, I want to thank you guys for being part of this, and you know, I try to get back. I think I get back to anyone who leaves comments. I pretty much, you know, I get back to them. This is one of the few platforms in social media that I actually keep up with really consistently for whatever reason. So yeah, so thank you. Enjoy the video. The video is just a bunch of different, you know, a little bit of my work life, a little bit of working on some dials, some action figure posing, and just clips and what have you. So enjoy it. Starting with episode 101. My first episode, well, 101 will be the destroyed, not the destroyed, but the abandoned morgue. So that's the one that I'm going to be working on. So that's the next episode. And then we just go from there. And continue watching. Let me know what you guys think. Comments, likes, and I'll get back at y'all. Alright, y'all. Peace. Enjoy. Alright, man. Here's another quick little segment for my 100th episode extravaganza. So I'm working on this. You can't see it too well. I guess you can. I'm working on this abandoned morgue. And so, as I've journeyed through dial making, a lot of little tips and tricks that I wouldn't have known otherwise, you kind of start to learn as you go through the process. You know, again, for example, I think I said it last time, or one of the last videos, where I'm no longer cutting out the piece of the foam, pushing it back and making it a door. I'm instead just grabbing a couple of you know, the project foam board, putting them together, creating the door. It's easier. You can do a lot more with it. That's one of the things that I've learned. I did a tutorial on one of those doors, and I think I did a tutorial on one of these as well, or just one. I don't know, one or the other. But yeah. So one of the easy parts of when you're working on dials, or to make it easier, is to not put everything together and then paint it, because then you end up trying to figure out, or you end up trying to, you know, a paint job's important, so you end up trying to be as neat as possible, but it's difficult when the door's already glued on, so now you gotta paint around the frame. So what I've been doing lately is I've just been leaving the doors till the very end, and I'll paint those last. So once this door's painted, you put it on there, nice and neat. These are the double doors that are going over there. This is actually an X-ray box. I shouldn't have recorded this pointing up. This is an X-ray box that's just gonna go right in that space there, and I'll put like some clear type paper here, and he can light it up, you know, flickering lights from the back. It'll look good. Then we have what's gonna be the kind of that gurney, you know, when you get to the morgue, they put the bodies, they do the autopsies or whatever. This will be kind of the autopsy table, I guess. We just gotta find a stand for it. And then these are just chips that have fallen from the corners that will be then glued on the floor. Again, I painted them separately so that I don't have to sit there painstakingly trying to paint everything in a way that looks really good. So now I'm just you know, using my fan brush to dry brush the tiles. Usually I go with black. This time I went with a dark gray, as the grout for tiles is usually like a gray, so I figured this is an older morgue. Gray is getting a little dirty, so let's see how it works. This will probably stay grayed out, and then we're gonna go with I think a mint green. I'm gonna go with a mint green for the top part of it. Not sure of the color of the floor yet, but I also I know I don't do this anymore. I know that usually you guys just see the finished product and then I show you pictures at the end, but you know, why, you know, it's 100 episodes, so I can do what I want. And this is another dial that I just need to paint. It's pretty much ready to go. Just needs a paint job and a few other modifications. Alright, y'all, and I'll be back with some more. And we are out. Right, so I am in the process of putting the final touches on this dial, which is gonna be an abandoned morgue. And so I've showed this trick before, but you know, I have a lot of videos. I totally understand that. But whenever you're painting, this is a nice little quick way to cheat, where you're putting these little basically these index cards. I just take these and I break them up and I put them there, so when I take my brush and I paint, I can just, you know what I'm saying, I don't have to be extra careful, and then I just remove that and boom, perfect line. And it's, at the end of the day, I always feel like the paint job is what makes the dial, honestly. If you got sloppy painting skills, then I probably don't like your dials. Just mess around. But for me anyway, I just always want to be real neat and real clean with the paint, because although dials again fall into the background of action figure photography, I think it's important for you to be as detailed and neat as possible. And I think up close is such a dope look when you do it the right way. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys that quick little tip, and then also just to share, I didn't know what color I wanted to paint this, so I poured out some of this blue here, but that was too bright, and I've done something with blue and white before, and I think I would have given it more of a bathroom look, so that didn't work. So I said, let me go more towards green. So I had this, just like a robin's nest green, kind of dope name for a green. And I just felt, I don't know, maybe a little too bright, So then, and this is a mixed color. This was, robin's nest and a little bit of white. This is a straight up, no, this is a mixed color as well. I don't remember what I put here. And then I'm going to decide on this paint, which is more of a deeper green. This I don't even want to describe it as a deeper green, but yeah, so that's the direction that I'm going in. So yeah, man, just a quick little stop on the 100th episode tour, and we out. Alright, y'all, and I'm back, and my last video was posted 3 weeks ago, so I don't want to wait for more than a month to elapse between videos, so I'm gonna hopefully wrap this up soon. Here you see my co-worker Tawny working hard, and by working hard, she is literally taking care of business on the phone. But we're gonna walk through and tour my magnificent job. In that room over there is my boss, and my boss is currently on a computer, so I'm just gonna let her be. But this is our multi-purpose room here at this community center, and then it leads to a computer lab that has one of the coolest ceilings I've ever seen. Very cool. But there's a computer lab for the kids. It's empty now because school was over today, so program is slowing down a little bit. That's our kitchen area. This is where I usually set up, or not set up, but warm up my meals, and my trusty microwave right there. But this is where we get our cups and plates and all that other good stuff. So when I first got here about 11 years ago, none of this really existed. This was just a old locker room with a bunch of desks thrown in there, and that was our offices. So they renovated. We got some monies together. Very cool. Got this little library. Our Keurig. Yo, I love this thing, B. Yo, this thing right here is the truth. TV behind there. We got a vending machine just in case of the zombie apocalypse. We'll have some food. We have it's not a soda machine. We can't really have soda in schools. But, alright, and then basically it's just a community center office pretty much. And then down this hallway that's the gym. So we're connected to the gym. But down this hallway is kind of the school building, the school side, because everything else is happening 8 a.m. to 2:20 p.m. Everything's happening there. Hey, what up, Chris? That's Chris. And that's the rest of the crew. Hey. And then everything's happening down this hallway here in terms of school and cafeteria where we see one of our hard-working, these dudes get paid man. These custodian dudes, they do shit. Anyway, so that's Ty. He's our newest employee, and that's Judy's grandchild. Chris, Hassan, and Chris. There's two Chris's here, and we're gonna go check out the. Ty's been working really diligently on this room, and he does different sorts of martial arts defenses and so forth. But just recently, they kind of put these up here. They rigged them up to put heavy bags. So they put heavy bags here. You know, the homie Bruce Lee gotta be here to inspire you. But where is it? Oh man, they knocked it down. There was an Avengers poster. Batman, he's alright. But there was an Avengers poster. That's gone. This was supposed to be a weight room, man. We got this. We got stuff donated, and it just turned into storage more than anything. But we're supposed to be a cool weight room. Alright, y'all, man. So this is pretty much it. We're going to the gym, so you guys can see the gym. One of the things I like about this gym, gyms are hard floor is always the best. I play basketball. I like to play basketball. But this gym floor is like a rubber floor, and it's pretty good on your knees. This is also the place where our gymnastics happens on a weekly basis. So this usually gets full of just those mats and all that equipment goes out on the main floor. And we are the only City of Boston community center that has a gymnastics program. And there's a lot of kids in the program. Makes good money for this community center. But yeah, man, just wanted to kind of share that a little bit. Again, I'm just doing little clips as I am working on my 100 video. And so just doing little clips and just kind of showing you guys my day to day. And I'm here pretty much every day, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. or, you know, Monday through Friday. I don't work on Saturday and Sunday. And actually, this is what, you know what, you guys have seen. I've used this room a bunch of times. You've seen it. And again, this is just the hallway. And this is the room. It's our teen center. So this is like something that we turned into a teen center. So we got a pool table. Everything's clumped up because they were having a class here yesterday. But we got our TVs up there. And then this is where on my break I'll work on dials in this space. Alright, y'all. And I'm out. Peace. Good morning. So one of the things that I am doing this morning is I am taking this so this shelf here, this shelf is where I keep a lot of my action figures that I'm currently keeping up with, and so this spot right here had a whole bunch of legends, and recently I have decided to sell my G.I. Joe collection. Sad, I know. But you know what? In the ever-growing life of a collector, you know, sometimes you just, I don't know, you just need to make space. You know, I have bins upon bins, excuse me, under the stairs and in the laundry room and upstairs in the spare bedroom. So, you know, a lot of times it's a good idea to not carry a whole bunch of action figures, man. So I figured G.I. Joe collection got pretty big. I'm gonna sell that off, and I'm cool with that because for the most part the dials I make are for 1/12 scale 6-inch figures. I've done a die or two of the 3 3/4 inch. I prefer the 6-inch, so I'm cool with that. So anyway, today's mission real quick this morning is to take that entire row of legends and take it over here to our walk-in closet and basically thumbtack them all over the walls back here. So this is where I had my Joes at one point. They were all lined up here. I pretty sure I took a picture, and if I did, I'll show the picture now. If I didn't, then just take my word for it. There was a whole bunch of Joes here. So these legends are not going to fill the wall. It'll create a little bit of space for me on the shelf, which is great. And away we go. Okay, so I have completed the task of removing all of my Marvel Legends that were stacked up in this little corner, thus allowing me more space for future Marvel Legends waves and other things. I guess I'm going to look around and see what I can kind of maneuver. So I took all of these and I put them here on the wall. So I guess this kind of serves as a little bit of my collection update. I've said this before, for the most part, the Legends that come out, I generally don't open, or generally keep them in package for a while. I open them once in a while, take them out, may take a shot, put them back in the package. Mostly because all of these have been used to death. You know, this is, a wave comes out and obviously you grab the figures and you start taking pictures for ACBA. So I figure I just kind of put them on ice, and then some years later I'll come back to them. I am currently working on this wave here, trying to build the Absorbing Man, so I need 2 more. And I don't want to pay full price for those 2, man. I really don't. So I'm trying to maneuver and figure something out. X-Men Legends, or the X-Men Marvel Legends set, that was a Toys R Us exclusive. Another one is dropping soon that isn't a Toys R Us exclusive, but still missing Strife from this set. Strife, I gave it to my boy Light for a Secret Santa. So if anybody has an extra Strife with Jubilee's head, that'd be great. You know, if you're willing to sell it for a decent price, because I think they're going for like 40 and up each, I think. But yeah, man, this is where I'm at in terms of the Legends that are in package. Some have been taken out and I've used them in shots, and others I haven't even opened up yet. And so yeah, the next shot, or the next clip, is going to be the detolfs with the rest of the Legends. And I'm out. Alright, so one of the things that has been happening a little more often is sometimes people will buy certain props, certain things, send my way, so that I can in turn customize them, or just give them a feel of not being brand new. So in this case, this project is actually from my homie Boog, who sent me, or didn't send me, he bought the dumpsters that we all see from WrestlingSuperstore.com. And you know, you have the option of sending them directly to the address that they put on. So here are the dumpsters. Yeah, a friend of mine sent me these so I can just kind of beat up, graffiti up, and send back, so that they actually look like real New York City type dumpsters. But it's funny because this is actually from a store that sells, or an online store that sells wrestling. Alright, so before I do my collection update, I'm actually going to take these 2 detolfs and move them a little bit to the right and move that little refrigerator out of there. This detolf is too close to the doorway that goes to the laundry, and I keep bumping into it, and every time I bump into it, everybody falls. I've had Agent Coulson laying down on the jaw for months. So yeah, man, I'm about to basically move every single figure out, put it onto the bed, and then move everything to the right, and then re-put the figures up. So that should be a nice little 3-hour project, and I will be back with the finished product. Alright, so I am back to show my display, my updated display, and I caught Joanne taking pictures in my display, because that's how she rolls. But either which way, pretty much I kept the shelves with the same theme or same characters. I took out Ultimate Hulk. It was taking a lot of space. I'm running out of space. And then over here, same deal, except I added the ninjas and I put them on this little acrylic platform that my lady hooked me up with. Good looking out, baby.
You're welcome, my love.
Alright. And then also what I did is, there was a bunch of, Joanne used to just write a whole bunch of quotes back here. And I think it took away from the display of this to you. So, what I did is I just covered them, preserved them. They're still there, but they're behind some posters. And these are actually 4 little cool prints that Joe's mom hooked me up with. I wanted to put those up. So the display, actually I just had to pull something out of that dumpster, but kind of have the dumpster back there. Just a couple things up here. And then everything else is pretty much in here that isn't in the closet, the walk-in closet that's on the wall. So I'll just shut up and just kind of go through the shelves so you guys can kind of see the updates. I should like throw some music on. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, I'll throw some music on.
No, don't throw any. No, you can't, because it'll be copywritten and all. They'll
Okay.
flag my video. It's stupid.
Sorry.
That's okay. Because I always want to do that too, but it's just I've done it. So yeah, so here what I did is I forgot. This was a little different. I put some more villains. I kind of moved Aim and Hydra to the right, and I also put Modok and what's his face on the back on acrylic lifts as well, and just kind of moved that troop a little to the right. I need to get Red Skull. I don't have Red Skull. I had a Red Skull and I just got rid of it. And then just put the rest of, this is all just the movie figures, and then the rest of the villains there. That's all villains there. A couple Builder figures and just regular villains, and this is more of like the space Spider-Man / Wolverine / dudes from space, if that makes any sense. And then X-Men, the X-Men shelf, which is always the skimpiest shelf because Legends just doesn't give us X-Men. Alright, y'all, and that is the update of the D-Toffs. So as part of the current dio that I'm working on, which is an abandoned dio morgue, abandoned morgue dio, I have to come up with some x-ray pictures that I want to place on an x-ray, like a light board that I installed. Actually, you know what? I'll bring the picture up right now. So, this right here is kind of the light, the x-ray box, or the x-ray light box, or what you want to call it. So I want to try to create these so I can put them on there. And let's see if it works. So what I did is, I'm sorry for all the blurriness, I just took some of this clear paper. You can see it, kind of clear. And I taped it onto the sheet of paper. So we're going to put in the printer, print, and see what happens, and see if this will work. The printer might not even take it just because it's like an additional piece of paper. But we'll see. Let's go. Lego! Here we go. Excuse me. Print. Let's see if it does it. Oh, it looks like it went through. Wait. Don't speak too soon, Al. Not until you see the whites of the eyes. Alright, it might have worked. So, looks a little messy from my initial, but I think it worked. It printed onto the paper. So that x-ray is going to be okay. And that one. So these two worked fine. These two got a little smudgy. So I'll show you guys what it looks like once I cut them up. So this is a dial that I started a very long time ago, man. I think I almost started this like 8 months ago or something like that. And I had gotten as far as completing that wall and that wall, the floor. The back wall was all pink a few days ago. One of the reasons I started this was just for a personal, just for me. And I just wanted to work on different materials for the floor. So I had some gravel, I had some bits of insulation foam board, and I think there's some sawdust in there somewhere. So I just wanted to, kind of want to work on another set of, set of stairs, or steps. So I had started this a while ago, and then I had actually put up my church dial for sale, as I was trying to create some space, and somebody was interested in it, but they also wanted to know if I had like an outdoor type of thing. So I told them I had something under construction. So this was it, man. So I just finished it up yesterday. But again, everything was done except for that back wall. So I just had to paint that back wall. And I thought it was going to be easier than it was. A lot of times with these, whenever you're ripping off the bricks, you want to show some of that cement gray kind of in the back. It's a good look. So I wanted to make sure that I did a good job at that, so I didn't want to rush it. So it's been finished and sealed, and it's gonna go out to the owner of the church style as well. So he's getting two for me. Bye, y'all. All right, I think this may be the last entry into my 100th episode extravaganza. I feel like I'm kind of amping it up for something that it may not turn out as great as I think. I've just been taking clips over the last month or so of just different day-to-day life, and just some of the things I do in the background in terms of the hobby and so forth. So today, well actually last week I was at work,
and I have an extra copy of this at work, just like a soft. So this is a hard copy of Siege. Siege is one of my favorite storylines that I've read in recent years, and there's one particular scene. I'm kind of upset because I thought I had that Iron Man, but I don't. I have like every other Iron Man except this particular Marvel Legends. But one of my favorite scenes is or one of my favorite books is this, but this is a cool scene where Norman Osborn, who is basically at some point he's in charge of the Avengers, and he gets like a Bullseye is dressed as Hawkeye, and you got Dakin, who's Wolverine's son, is on the team, and so forth. So this is towards the end when it just kind of comes out that he was full of shit. So what I did is, because I have again, I have another copy of this at work, just the paperback. What I did is I cut out the face. I cut out the face. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to put this face on this body, on Iron Patriot's body. So I took the head off the figure, and I'm gonna just put this on here. I have like Iron Man and Captain America looking over him, and I'm gonna see what other effects I can come up with. I already have the yellow background. This is just an older double-sided dial that I have had for a long time, kind of the industrial side and just the outside. I thought I had that particular Iron Man. I have him in stealth, but I don't have him in the regular colorway. I'm a little upset about that, but it's gonna be a shot from behind, so that's all right. I'll figure it out. And yeah, man, a lot of times, and there goes the head that I popped off. A lot of times, you know, like I've said before, you know, a lot, and here's some of the, I'm keep cutting myself off, some of my cutouts, so I have to kind of decide what direction I'm going to go in terms of cutouts. I may not use any. Just got recent ones, ACBA, I think the 4th edition, just got those. So yeah, so I have to make that decision. I may put some kind of smoky situation in the background. I got some extra lights here, and some extra cement work. But yeah, a lot of times, you know, for me anyway, it just depends, man. It depends on where do I get my inspiration for my shots. I don't know. Sometimes shit just pops into my head and I just go with it. So this is one of those situations where I was at work and I saw that paperback. I pulled it out, started flipping through it. Remembered how dope. There's a scene in there, dude, where Sentry rips Ares in half. It's crazy. Like, he literally rips dude Ares, who's a god, just rips him in half. So if you guys ever get a chance to check out Siege, go check it out. So this picture hopefully will be done by today. I do have to go to Home Depot. I just got another gig for or another commissioned dial, so I have to go get the materials for that. I also have to get a few other supplies at Home Depot. So this is Thursday morning. I don't start work till 1 p.m. It is about 10 a.m. so I still have a couple hours. Alright, y'all, so thank you very much, you know, for watching, for comments, for the likes, for the conversations. You know, this has been just a great trip, man. 100 episodes is crazy to me. I never, and good looking out, Boog actually at one point was like, dude, you need to number your episodes, because I would just name them. So, you know, 100 episodes in, and I still love it, man. I know I've slowed down a little bit on the videos. Life gets in the way sometimes, but it's cool, man. It's cool. We're here. Despite the fact that my videos have slowed down and my pictures in the ACBA group have slowed down, and Instagram and so forth, I've never stopped collecting what I need to collect so that I'm ready. When I'm ready to go right back at it, I have everything I need. So the Marvel Legends continue to grow. The cutouts continue to grow. The props continue to grow. I might throw this fence somewhere in the background there. That's not gonna end, man. I have that much love for it. You know, I for the most part, you know, I just got this Mason the other day. So now I have 2 of the Star Wars. I want to get Obi-Wan when he comes out. But you know, just recently sold a bunch of the Star Wars, the 6-inch joints, the Black Series. As I'm also trying to trim down on the collection, I'm gonna get rid of most of my G.I. Joes, and I'm kind of happy in the direction I'm going with in terms of my collection. Alright, y'all, so it was dope working on this video, and man, my Celtics didn't get Kevin Durant, man. He went to Golden State, but that's all right. We got Horford, who I'm not too happy about, but it's cool. He's Dominican, Latino, biggest contract for a Latino NBA player, so I'm proud of him for that. But you know, I love my Boston sports, y'all, and I can't wait till football season, son. Let's go. Peace. All right, I said that was the last segment, but I lied. I set up the shot, so I just wanted to give you guys a background look of how this came together. You know, a lot of ACBA, for the most part, when people see the, you know what? Let me just put this. I'm a huge Entourage fan, and it's pretty much playing in the background all the time to my girlfriends. She always talks shit to me about it, but anyway. A lot of times when you see final ACBA shots, what you see is, you know, you see the shot. So I took the shot, it was something like this. And you don't get kind of the whole feel of the shot, you know, and what it went into it. So, for example, I have this one light on the side here that helped light Norman Osborn's right-hand side a little more because it was a little dark. The way I have this light set up, I just wanted it to kind of give light to these two sections here as the shot, again, was taken like this. As I have shown in the last segment, let me move the light a bit. That's just a cutout. You know, I popped the headpiece out. The way I'm keeping that word bubble cut out, that's enough. I'm keeping it with 2 pieces of wax and a little toothpick like in between. Back here I have just some, you couldn't really see it, some cotton type smoke, and then I have an effect from the Tamashi fire effect, and it's kind of lit up. Again, you can't see it too well, but it works okay with that yellow background, so that's all right. I put Cap's left leg up on this because as I took the first few shots, he looked too stiff, and it's really hard to get in dynamic when all you really want to capture is the shield and Thor's hammer was kind of the goal. But it looked funny for, you know, just to have the shield, so I just said let me put that foot up a little bit, and it looks cool. That figure back there is horrible to pose. Those legs, I wanted to have one knee on the ground and then his foot on the ground with his knee kind of up. Impossible. That leg doesn't go up. So I just kind of threw him in that crater, and then I just put his hand on that rock as if he's struggling to get up. So yeah, so basically, you know, it takes a lot. You got to put a lot into a shot, you know, if you want it to come out good. And so you know, I took about 30 shots, you know, a little closer, a little further, like that, like this angle, that angle, and at the end you just kind of pick out the one that you like the best, or the couple that you pick out, you know, that you like the best, and then you go from there. So just wanted to kind of show you guys that real quick. You know, again, at the end of the day, this is it right here. This is ACBA, articulated comic book art, and I'm out. Peace.